The Jukes! What's up guys, it's LordSevein and welcome to another unboxing video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rebor Windhunter model. This is a model that Rebor sent me after I contacted them. I got that T-Rex model I have on my channel from earlier that I showed you guys, this one right here. And they sent me this newest model of theirs. They just released the Windhunter from their warehouse, and I was super excited to be able to review it here on the channel because I am the biggest fan of that T-Rex model. I've got it at work. Everyone comments on it. I think it's one of the coolest things that I own. I just find it really super interesting how detailed it is, how accurate it is, you know, for the anatomy and all that sort of thing. And I really liked the way it was painted. Well, now we're going to take a look at the Windhunter and kind of see what it's all about. When I saw the pictures, the production pictures for this thing, I was almost more excited for this than I was the actual Rebor T-Rex. So it comes in a box, you know, just like this, normal, standard Rebor box. Got that nice, sleek-looking black box. Inside's a smaller box into this. So it's got your normal foam here, so the dinosaur's in here, then the base, and then it has some extras here. First, it's going to come with this little package of stuff here. And it's assembly instructions. So this, unlike the T-Rex model, which was all one piece except for the base, this actually has some pieces because the arms on this Utahraptor here move back and forth. So it has a couple assembly instructions, and then on the back it has this is what this is and where it can be found information, which I really like the way this is designed. It's very clean looking design. It's not too busy, and it makes it look kind of ancient and old, like you're some sort of paleontologist or something. It's really cool. So let's take a look at the actual model itself. Most of the model comes in this little bag here, in order to protect the paint job and all that, but it can just be slid out, just like that. So you can see where the holes are for the arms. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in. Cool. So yeah, you just kind of push them in there. You can move them up and down if you wanted. I think I'm just going to keep them at their default. So this base is really, really cool. I don't know if you guys remember the Tyrannosaur video, but the base was pretty plain. It was just a little block about that big. Its foot stood on it. It was a little unstable. Well, this time they went full out on the base, and I really, really like it. There's a lot of detail here. Here's a little peg hole for the Windhunter's foot right here, the Utahraptor. But they've got a lot more going on with this. The rock has a lot of detail with like these yellow highlights running through here, and then this bone and skull, which may be like another older Windhunter that has died. And then the bottom they've actually painted with part of the skeleton here and then the name of the model itself, which I think is a really nice touch and really kind of makes it super classy when you see it from the bottom there. Now let's get him on his base. So here's the model in its full glory here. You can see it's actually quite long with the tail. This is the tip of the tail right here at the very edge of the camera. And his nose, he's actually a good 6 to 8 inches long, probably closer to 8 inches long. So quite long and kind of sticks out a bit. He sits on his base in a really nice acrobatic pose. Feels like he's gonna jump out of that and come after you. His mouth does move, so I can pull him off the base here. Show you guys. So you can open it up, you can close it, which is nice, and his arms are opposable, and you can kind of move them around a little bit. So you can see right away there's another great attention to detail here on this Rebor model. The paint job is really stellar on this one because it feels as if each of these little impressions here has been painted individually, and so it really gives it a nice depth of color and texture on here. Now this is a feathered model, so it is a feathered Utahraptor, which I think is more accurate, which is nice. This is actually one of the first feathered models that I've really been a big fan of. Normally I'm not a big fan of the feathered models because they don't look like they should, you know, they don't look realistic. They just look like they took bird feathers and threw them on a dinosaur. But this has some nice kind of proto-feathering going on through here, and then some, you know, more typical wing-like feathers here, which is really, really nice. And it goes all the way from the head, which has like this little mane here on the wingtips, and it's got all these proto-feathers up to the tail, and the tail kind of fans out in these nice little wing-like feathers here at the back. And so when you look at all these details, it's kind of two-toned. The bottom of the model itself is kind of a yellowish greenish, and then the top is a brown, and there's some modeling here a little bit between the two colors, which is really, really nice to see. The claws are one of my favorite parts on this model. You can just see the depth of detail when it comes into the, you know, kind of the killer claw here, and then this kind of chicken or almost bird-like foot here on this one. And then the pose of this claw here is just excellent. You can see it here holding close here to the leg itself with this claw raised as if it's running or it's going to strike, and that's really cool posing right there. Of course, you can move the arms around to maybe get a slightly different pose. The painting won't exactly match up. You can move them down, move them up, that sort of thing. Mouth open, mouth closed. The mouth itself is really well detailed for how small it is. I mean, it's smaller than the digit of one of my fingers, but there's a lot of detail in that mouth. So you can see here the teeth perfectly painted, no issues there. The inside of the mouth all painted all throughout there. The eyes look excellent, peering out through there, really bright amongst what would be kind of a darker paint all over. And then the detail on the scaling on the face is really, really nice. Some folds here on the neck. All right, guys, well, that'll do it for my unboxing here of this Rebor Utahraptor. Excuse me. Well, that'll about do it, guys, for my unboxing here of this Rebor Utahraptor here called the Wind Hunter. I really appreciate Rebor for sending this out for me to review. I think this whole line is so cool. I'm so excited to see what they do next. I think I see a Ceratosaurus, which might be coming up next as one of their models, which is really awesome to see because it's a dinosaur you don't see in models very often. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, let me know in the comments what you think about this model. If you think you might want to get one, I am going to get the rest of them in the line because this thing's insane. Also, you can get this from some of the US distributors now. Since Rebor is a British company, it was kind of a difficult thing to get it imported originally, but they do have some US distributors here, so check those out if you're wanting to pick it up. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Peace.